All right, today we are diving into a book that's, well, it's pretty much a legend in personal development. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So let's jump right in. So let me ask you something that gets right to the heart of this whole thing. Do you ever feel like you're just constantly busy, running on a treadmill, putting in the hours, but not actually getting anywhere that matters? It's a trap so many of us fall into, and this book, well, it offers a way out. See, what Covey does is he totally flips the script on what success even means. It's not about having the most money or the biggest title. True success, real effectiveness, is about getting to your goals in a smart, balanced way, and, this is the important part, without selling out your core values to get there. Think of these 7 habits as a journey, a roadmap for a total personal transformation. It happens in 3 big stages. First, you've got to achieve personal independence. Then, you build on that to reach interdependence with others. And finally, you wrap it all up with continuous renewal. That's the path we're going to follow. So where do we start? Well, the journey begins from the inside out. This first phase is what Covey calls the private victory. It's all about mastering yourself first, before you can effectively lead or work with anyone else. These first 3 habits are the ones that build your character. Okay, habit number 1. This is the big one, the foundation for everything else. Be proactive. It's really about taking 100% responsibility for your own life. You stop being a product of your circumstances and start realizing that you are the creator. You don't just react to things, you consciously choose how you respond. And a great way to think about this is with 2 circles. You see, most people, the reactive ones, they spend all their energy in their circle of concern, all the stuff they can't do anything about, like politics, the weather, what other people think. It's a total waste. Proactive people, they put all their focus on their circle of influence, the things they can actually control, starting with their own thoughts and their own actions. And this quote from Covey himself just nails it. Something happens, that's the stimulus, but before you react, there's a pause, a little space. And in that space lies your freedom and your power to choose how you're going to respond. That's where all the magic happens. Let's make this super practical. A reactive person says, "Oh, my manager makes me so stressed." They're blaming someone else. A proactive person completely reframes that. They say, "I am allowing my manager's actions to affect my calm." See the difference? That little shift in language is a massive shift in power, from victim to creator. And that idea of taking control leads us perfectly into habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Covey asks you to do this wild exercise. Imagine your own funeral. What do you want people to say about you? It sounds a bit morbid, but it is so powerful because it forces you to figure out what really matters to you. When you have that end in mind, you can make sure that every single thing you do today is taking you one step closer to it. All right, so you know your destination. Now what? That's where habit 3 comes in. Put first things first. This is all about execution and discipline. It's where you take the vision from habit 2 and the proactivity from habit 1 and actually make it happen by focusing your life around priorities, not just urgent crises. And to do that, Covey gives us this incredible tool, the prioritization matrix. You've got 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is all your urgent crises and deadlines. Quadrant 3 is interruptions that feel urgent but aren't important. And Quadrant 4, just pure time-wasting distractions. Now, most people bounce between fighting fires in Quadrant 1 and getting bogged down in Quadrant 3. But the real secret to effectiveness lies elsewhere. Here is the absolute key. Highly effective people, they design their lives to spend most of their time in Quadrant 2. This is the stuff that's incredibly important, but not yet screaming for your attention. Things like long-term planning, building relationships, learning new skills, exercising. They're choosing to prevent crises instead of just reacting to them. Okay, so once you've done that inner work, once you've mastered yourself and achieved that private victory, you are ready for the next level. This is the public victory, where we move from just being independent to being interdependent, recognizing that we can do so much more together than we could ever do alone. And this stage kicks off with a massive mindset shift. Habit 4, think win-win. It means getting rid of the idea that life is a competition, that for me to win, you have to lose. No way. Win-win is a belief that there are solutions out there that are mutually beneficial for everyone involved. It's a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. Now we get to what might be the single most powerful and maybe the most difficult communication principle you'll ever learn. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Just think about it. Most of us, when we listen, we're really just waiting for our turn to talk, right? We're preparing our reply. This habit flips that on its head. It's about genuine, empathetic listening, trying to truly see the world from the other person's point of view before you even think about making your own case. And when you actually do that, when you listen to understand, something incredible happens. You unlock habit 6, synergize. This is that creative magic where 1 + 1 = 3, or 10, or 100. It's the idea that by valuing our differences, we can come up with brand new, better solutions that no one could have thought of on their own. The whole becomes truly greater than the sum of its parts. Okay, so you've mastered yourself. You've learned how to work incredibly well with others. What else is there? Well, there's the one habit that keeps all the other ones going for the long haul. It's all about continuous renewal and sustainable success. And that is habit 7, sharpen the saw. I mean, think about it. If you were trying to cut down a tree with a dull saw, you could work for hours and get nowhere. The smart thing to do is stop, take a break, and sharpen the saw. That's what this habit is about. It's not about being lazy. It's about investing in your single greatest asset, you. And Covey breaks this down into 4 key areas we need to focus on. You've got to sharpen your body with good health and rest, your mind by always learning and reading, your heart by nurturing your relationships, and your spirit by connecting with your deepest values. It's about a balanced approach to keeping yourself in top shape. So when you put it all together, all 7 of these habits, what's the big idea? What's the real takeaway here? Well, it boils down to one fundamental shift in how you see things. And this is probably the most important thing to get. The 7 habits isn't really about time management. It's about self-management. It teaches you that true effectiveness doesn't come from getting more done or managing your schedule. It comes from managing your compass, your personal direction, your purpose, your values. And that's really the core message here, isn't it? Being a highly effective person isn't some gift you're born with, and it's definitely not about getting lucky. It is the direct result of the habits you consciously choose to build and practice every single day. So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this question. After hearing about all 7, from being proactive to sharpening the saw, what is the one habit that you could start working on starting today?